Last weekend, I bumped into a couple who had just taken their new full-sized truck camper out for its very first trip. And guess what? Half their gear didn't even fit inside. The bed felt like a shoebox, and the truck was already crying on the way. The sad part? It's the normal experience for most buys. You'll hear endless talk about luxury finishes, spacious living, but when reality hits, it's a mess. That's why today, I'm showing you the best full-sized truck campers that truly deserve to be called the ultimate rigs, especially the last three. So, let's just dive in. First up is the ioCamper truck, and here's why it immediately breaks the mold of those cramped, overloaded disasters we talked about. This Hungarian-engineered expandable camper literally doubles your living space in under 10 minutes. We're talking about a rear section that slides out to create nearly small travel trailer dimensions while still fitting on your standard dual-cab truck. The genius is in the reinforced PE fiberglass construction with insulated sandwich panels that can handle serious weather without adding crushing weight to your truck suspension. At just under 10,000 euros, you're getting a freestanding module that requires zero permanent modifications to your vehicle and deploys faster than most people can set up a tent. Now, here's the trade-off. The truck too keeps things intentionally minimal with just a double bed, dining setup, and off-grid power, so you're looking at external cooking and bathroom facilities. It's not trying to be a luxury apartment on wheels, but for couples who want maximum space efficiency and bulletproof simplicity, this European approach nails the fundamentals that most North American rigs completely miss. Next up is the Alaskan Campers 850 FB. At just 1,805 pounds dry, this telescopic pop-up proves you don't need to crush your truck's suspension to get four-season capability. The insulated, hard-sided design stays warm in snow and cool in desert heat, while collapsing to just 62.5 inches for highway driving and garage storage. The real genius is in the space efficiency. That wide dinette converts to a second bedroom, while the cabover gives you a full-length sleeping area, plus cavernous storage under the dinette that actually fits real gear, instead of forcing you to play Tetris. The handmade-to-order construction means quality control that mass producers can't match, with dense foam mattresses and solid cabinetry that won't rattle apart on rough roads. Here's the trade-off though. At $42,700 for a basic setup, you're paying artisan pricing, and the cassette toilet in a swing-out cubby works, but feels awkward for extended stays. No built-in shower as standard means you're going external for washing, but for hunters, fishermen, and serious boondockers who need bulletproof reliability over luxury amenities, this classic design has been proving itself for decades. Next up is the Adventurer 89 RBS, and this is where we start seeing how a properly engineered slide-out should actually work. At 3,174 pounds dry weight, this camper sits in that sweet spot where your half-ton truck isn't gasping for air, but you're still getting legitimate living space thanks to their laminated sidewall construction with four-season insulation and that rock-solid TCC construction process. The game changer here is the Dream Dinette setup. It's not just marketing fluff. This thing actually converts into a usable bed while giving you the largest wet bath in its class, something that couple I met would have desperately needed. The 44-gallon freshwater tank and 7-cubic-foot residential fridge mean you're not rationing water or playing food Tetris like most rigs force you to do. Here's the reality check though. At around $50,000, you're paying for that slide-out complexity, and while the one-piece TPO roof and 3-year structural warranty show Adventurer stands behind their build, you're still dealing with more potential failure points than a fixed-wall design. But if you need that extra interior space without jumping to a massive rig, this hits the fundamentals right. Now we're getting into serious territory with the Arctic Fox 865. At just 2,641 pounds dry, this thing proves you don't need to destroy your truck's suspension to get four-season capability. The thick-walled aluminum frame with laminated fiberglass exterior isn't just marketing speak. It's engineered to handle sub-zero temperatures and desert heat without the flex and crack issues that plague cheaper builds. What separates this from typical lightweight campers is the attention to real-world usability. That Fox landing system on the rear gives you actual safe roof access instead of sketchy ladder gymnastics, while the standard 400 watts of solar and 42-gallon freshwater capacity mean you're not constantly hunting for hookups. The wet bath actually has room to move around, and the convection microwave oven combo gives you legitimate cooking options beyond camp stove basics. There are trade-offs though. At $55,000 to $62,000 MSRP, you're paying premium pricing for that build quality. And like any truck camper, you'll still need to stay on top of potential seal maintenance. But for serious four-season camping where failure isn't an option, this hits the sweet spot. the Northern Lite 8-11EX Wet. This two-piece molded fiberglass clamshell construction isn't just pretty. It eliminates the flex and leak points that destroy other campers after a few seasons of hard use. At 3,120 pounds, it's heavier than our previous picks, but Northern Lite earned that weight with solid plywood cabinets, sapele hardwood veneer, and a structural design that's 3 inches wider than competitors, giving you actual room to move without turning your truck into a top-heavy disaster. The 600-watt solar system and full-sized queen bed mean you're not making the space and power sacrifices that left our couple miserable, while that 76-inch headroom lets normal-sized humans actually stand up inside. Still, at $81,000 MSRP, you're paying luxury pricing, and that extra weight means you need a properly equipped truck to handle it safely. Some owners report minor wiring gremlins in the first year, but Northern Lite's customer service actually fixes problems instead of hiding behind warranties, and that's all that matters.
The Kingstar KRUZR 6 is where expedition-grade engineering meets digital nomad reality. And it solves that power problem our intro couple never saw coming. While most campers leave you rationing battery power like it's wartime, this thing rocks a 460 amp-hour lithium system with a 3,000-watt Victron inverter that can actually run AC all day when paired with the optional 1,000-watt solar upgrade. The wood frame construction with R13 closed-cell insulation isn't just about being different from aluminum. Wood doesn't conduct cold like metal does, so you're not fighting condensation battles in sub-freezing temps. That stainless steel roof and nose mean corrosion isn't slowly eating your investment, while the patent-pending kayak lift and swing-out tire carrier show they actually understand how overlanders use their rigs. Here's what's honest, though. At 3,122 pounds and $60,000, you're paying serious money for serious capability. Plus, that 25-gallon fresh water capacity means you're not going weeks between fill-ups like some expedition setups promise.
Next up, we have the nuCamp Cirrus 820, and this is where traditional craftsmanship meets modern adventure needs. Hand-built by Ohio Amish craftspeople who've been perfecting woodworking long before RVS were even a thing. Remember that shoebox bed complaint from our intro? This delivers a true north-south queen bed instead of forcing you to sleep diagonally like most truck campers, while that massive stargazer window means you're not waking up in a claustrophobic cave. The 370-watt solar system with 100 amp-hour lithium keeps essentials running without the generator noise, and the farmhouse sink with convection oven gives you actual cooking capability instead of glorified camping. At 2,876 pounds, it's lighter than the expedition rigs, but still packs 36 gallons of fresh water and a proper wet bath with interior and exterior shower options. Here's the honest truth, though. That Amish craftsmanship comes with a learning curve, as some owners report minor wiring quirks and hardware adjustments needed in the first year while everything settles. At $57,000 MSRP, but selling closer to $45,000, you're getting legitimate value for the build quality and decent size. However, our next two rigs abandon all pretense of reasonable size and go completely over the top. And now, talking about over the top, we have the Host Mammoth 11.6. This is what happens when someone forgets truck camper limitations and builds a motorhome that happens to sit on a truck. 3 heavy-duty Power Gear steel slide-outs create 180 square feet of living space, complete with a U-shaped dinette, love seat, and actual fireplace. The 100% aluminum vacuum-bonded construction with 2-pound high-density foam insulation isn't just 4-season capable. It's engineered to handle the structural stress of those massive slide-outs without developing the flex cracks that destroy lesser rigs. At 65 gallons of fresh water and a 25,000 BTU ducted furnace with heated basement, you're looking at legitimate off-grid base camp capability for weeks at a time. Here's the reality check, though. At nearly 4,000 pounds dry and $103,000 MSRP, this requires a 1-ton dually with suspension upgrades. And you're not taking this thing down tight forest service roads. So yeah, something to keep in mind. And now, for our best pick, we have the Rugged Mountain Denali 3S, which takes everything we've seen and multiplies it by pure insanity. This isn't just a truck camper anymore. It's a tiny home that happens to sit on a flatbed, with 3 massive slide-outs creating a 7-foot kitchen island and dinette setup that sleeps 6 people comfortably. The aerospace-grade steel and aluminum chassis with that heated basement isn't just marketing. When you're carrying 80 gallons of fresh water and a 1,350 amp-hour lithium system in sub-zero conditions, every structural detail matters. That Happy Jack electric drop-down bed and 8 cubic foot 12-volt compressor fridge solve the space problems, while the 3,000-watt Victron system means you're running actual residential appliances, including an air fryer microwave. Here's the brutal math, though. At over 5,500 pounds dry and potentially 7,000 loaded, you need a Class 5 truck like a Ram 5500, and at $99,000 base, with custom builds pushing $120,000, you're buying a vehicle that costs more than most people's first house.
So there you have it, 9 truck campers that actually deliver on their promises instead of leaving you stranded. If you like this video, you'll definitely love this one right here. I mean, look at that camper. A beauty, isn't she?